expenses, but Land Bank is there to help you. And dito po tupad talaga. So maybe I will require a report every day of how it goes, how it would present in on the JCQ starting June 1. Davao City will remain GCO. Of late infection or those arriving in the country, we have a spike of about 5,000. The rest of the country will be placed under modified general community quarantine. Again, the rest of the in other areas, it will be again on a piecemeal basis, depending on us the places where there will be changes. We would like to know, sabay-sabay tayo. Then dito sa assist, and we decided immediately that they be returned to their home province. It would be also a problem again. But this time, we should know what to do. It's a matter of, of course, they are detained because of, they are sick of COVID. I mean, sick, talaga, appeal to itong mga landlords, the owner of franchise nila sa may mga different stores selling different anything. What you have is percent, even if they are not operating. Actually, I am at a loss really to explain to you how dead horse. Kung patay na yung kabayo, baski gaano mo kahampas dyan. So, it seems to me a problem, but I would like to appeal to the just pray that the vaccine ang target nila. Kaya lang, itong China, hindi ito hambog. Wala itong ere, but they you know, they work. Ang atin ito is yung mga rent, if you're not earning, how are you supposed to pay? So, maawa naman tayo sa inyo. Eh, tiisin na lang ninyo with nothing except your savings to tide you. Under quarantine, let us move to the so-called new normal. The COVID microbes are still in the air that you breathe for you if you do not want it, but for the protection of the other guy. And that is why population. Kasi kung ikaw lang ang gusto, ayaw mo, and there are people who are like that, ayaw nila. And they begin to pass that virus. If you get it from one place and from another person and pass it to the other guy, that's different. That is where kung saan namin maputol to stop it. That is the reason of the essence of the police plan. Case of peace and order, magkagulo, the state comes in. Yung may contagion and everyone, baski people trying to seize other people's property, come in and put a stop on it. That is the survival of the Republic of the Philippines. Good kung makasibat ka. Kung hindi ka makasibat, ay pasensya ka. And that goes because I think that's the foremost in the minds of people. Go ahead, ma'am. Let the cameras...
to you after you made your statement about not allowing the opening of classes, compromising stand on the matter of the health and the safety of our learners and our teachers. You said, because there is confusion and anxiety among Filipinos, families, especially the parents, we are here to unity plan with all the details. We stated this also. The first and foremost concern is the health and safety of our learners, face-to-face classes, where we are used to learners, we are used to teachers facing. We are assured of the safety of our children and our teachers. However, we also believe, Mr. President, that we can learning. Mr. President, this is not a new thing. We have many universities and schools which offer distant learning. These are all, Mr. President, consistent with your preference that we should not be physically sending our children. For those who don't have connections, who don't have interactive facilities, there will be what we describe. We're working very closely with the barangays and the local governments. And the second approach is now very popular, Mr. President. Million subscribers, wherein lessons, homework, quizzes, tips to learners and to teachers. They also go to the DepEd Commons and check on how their children are doing. Now, in cases, Mr. President, where there is education, and this would be television, those homes which do not necessarily have connectivity, and videos have been around since the 1800s when it was first invented. And we know that 2 world wars were won. And then also, on the matter of online, ito yung popular talaga, it's gaining popularity, online distance learning, access to laptops. We made a survey, Mr. President, of teachers, more than about 788,000 of them for various uses. They have family members abroad or friends, etc., etc. So this is a very, very 10% of television time. This is provided by law, should be dedicated to programs of programs that meet our curricula, and we are working out how to do this. For example, Mr. President, PCO, radio and television for those who don't have access to a computer. Now, radio-based instruction, local radio stations, and big networks also have radio stations, and many of them have lessons which is over the air because alam nila not everybody has access to television or to online computers. So ito is, the regions are different from each other. Some regions have many islands, some regions have many mountains, some regions the children for long periods of time. It has to be translated one into digital modes. Sa span can be very brief as well, and then also converted into radio scripts. So this is where much of the work is now being dangers of COVID-19 physically, but we are also offering opportunities for them to continue their, because distance education, many universities have distance education programs. Many local governments have, so they can still go to school, they can still study, teachers can monitor them as well as their parents. So ito yung in schools, but this time mas malaki ang emphasis because we are now shifting to less physical, face-to-face
program. And I believe that all that you have said is really feasible. Radio require any help from any of the departments. Feel free to communicate with them. It's a question of Eduka na lang ilaglan natin sa edukasyon sa mga bata.
Thank you.
We'll have to forgo many things along the way because it should go on because the future of this country depends on how we educate or whatever
Thank
we
you.
will
Thank you very much, Mr. President.
endeavor to help you. We have a total number of COVID cases of 15,588 na date. Ang patay po is 921. So you would see that Philippine mortality here in this country. The total active cases is 11,005, others 99. Mga repatriate, yung dati na dala dito 55. All in all, okay, please.
Magandang gabi po, Mr. President and fellow members of the Cabinet at sa lahat po ng ating mga kababayan. 9 at 330 galing po sa NCR, 55 naman galing sa Central Visayas at 99 PCR testing. At karamihan po sa atin mga kaso ay masasabi natin pong mga local. Ang total taas ng bilang ng mga kasong atin pong navavalidate. Ngayon, ibig ko rin pong bigyan diin na ang naman po ay patuloy ang manual validation process at yung mga ibang ibig kong bigyan. Tumaas man po ang atin kaso, pero sa pangkalahatan naman, ang mild cases po natin ay asa 90% cases. At ibig ko rin pong bigyan din na sa kasalukuyan po ang atin health systems capacity, intensive care units, and also our isolation beds. Ano po? So, 600 recoveries. Kasama po sa mga nakarecover ay ang mga pasyenteng na-confine at mga pasyenteng may mga positive bayan na dagdag sa bilang ng atin mga pumanaw